lettuce. Does anybody know what that lettuce is? What the actual, like, you could say the American, I'm not sure. It must be British or Australian. This recipe is more of an Australian chef, I think. Anybody know what lettuce that is? COS. They said it's the same thing as romaine.
Never heard of it.
I hadn't either. I had to look it up because I was like, where am I going to find that? But it just says or romaine. So, and I looked it up online. It said romaine lettuce. So that's what that is. And then with green onions and dill and oregano. And actually, this recipe calls the green onions. That's another funny thing. Well, to me anyway, just not used to it. They say they're long shallots.
Right.
So 4 long green shallots. That's another term for your green onions. Yeah. Yep. All right. And then we're going to go over a quinoa Greek salad recipe. But I had to substitute with couscous. Turned out great. The store had no quinoa. I could not find quinoa anywhere. So they had couscous. They had 2 bags of couscous left. So, and it turned out really, really good. So we'll go over that, how I switched that out. And then a smashed chickpea Greek salad sandwich, which I had to try because I like egg salad, but I'm kind of getting tired of it. So this is a nice alternative if you like your egg salad sandwiches, or just, I don't really like deli meat a whole lot. So it's another way to have a sandwich, but I like sandwiches. So they were all a hit. In fact, I barely got to try them because I made them for my family Sunday. We had everybody over, and I turned around and it really literally was, the bowl was empty, and they kind of felt bad and kind of laughed, but they said it was just too good. So I guess that's a good thing. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing here and I'll get started. Okay, so we're going to start with, I'm trying to guess how you might present things. So maybe you start with a green salad, right? I don't know. But that's what I'm going to start with today. So they were very specific in the length of what to cut your romaine lettuce to, which was 8 centimeters. And so I did that, and I can actually see how you might do that sometimes for presentation, because it actually is kind of a pretty length of lettuce. So that's something else to keep in mind. To change up your lettuce a little bit, you'll have to probably cut it again when you eat it. But I think in the bowl, it looks kind of pretty. So I did cut it that way. And now it's about putting in some shallots, long green shallots, and some dill, some fresh dill. So I'm going to cut up the shallots, just take the ends up there. I'm going to put in, I'm just going to go to where the whites are. I personally don't need a whole lot. It's this the scallion shallot. It says finely chopped. So I'm going to do it like this. Then I can still pick them out. I'm not a big fan, but they're in like every recipe, so I make it work. I don't want to include the heads of those. All right, put those in there. And then dill. Does anybody use fresh dill for anything?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
For a
really
fresh dill, I like it in tuna salad.
tuna salad. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's fresh, as you can guess, makes such a difference between the dry. So if you can get the fresh, I highly recommend it. And really, this one just says to use, they call it the leaves and this, but it's like the little sprigs. They're really delicate. You don't want to put in the thicker, more woody, they call it, area of the dill, just the nice, delicate, fragrant parts of the dill. So I'm just going to pick at it like this. I'm not going to pick too strongly because I don't want to make the woody part come off. So I'm just going to get the nice, gentle, leafy, well, not even leafy, just bristly dill part. It's at a quarter package. So I don't even think you need a quarter. And I don't know how big the package is. It doesn't tell you how big the package is. So this is plenty flavor, I think. It smells so good. And there are health benefits to dill we'll talk about later. All right, I'm just gonna get that off. Just kind of spread it around. It looks really pretty in the bowl with the scallions there. So we're looking like that so far. Just that nice fresh dill on the lettuce. And then we're going to, we all put it in a large bowl, and then we're going to make the dressing. So this dressing has a lot of little parts to it, and it actually calls for extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to use avocado oil instead. There's a reason. The reason is my husband got the wrong olive oil at the store, and that's okay, because actually I love avocado oil. I like it even better on salads. It's even a milder taste. If you have a very sensitive palate, you could say this is a great alternative if you don't even want the olive oil taste at all. Although you can get really nice tasting olive oils, but I'm going to use avocado oil today for my dressing. and it's just a 1/4 cup. And I recommend just making your dressing directly in a measuring cup, because then it has a little spout, right? So I'm just gonna put it in there, and of course it has the measuring to a 1/4 cup. And then 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. Put that in there. Got that slow spout going on. And then 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. You can see it's a really nice flavor, light. I should say light flavor, summery. I thought this seemed like a summery salad. So 1, 2, 1 garlic clove crushed. Well, guess what? I've got the squeezed garlic. Love this stuff. Does anybody else have the squeezed garlic? This bottle of squeezed garlic? It is so handy. Hard to find. I buy one every time I see one. You basically squeeze out some fresh garlic. So a 1/4, let me see, half a teaspoon is 1 clove. So I'm putting half a teaspoon. Use my half teaspoon. Ooh, you can really smell that. And it does come out in globs, so you might want to put it on a little teaspoon so you don't get too big a glob. You can always add more if you like garlic a lot. Put in less. And then we have a cup of Dijon mustard. I'm just using spicy brown mustard. That gives it a little more kick, but Dijon mustard would certainly, that's what this recipe calls for. Again, I couldn't find the Dijon mustard. Our stores are very bare right now. So we're gonna do some spicy mustard. And we're going to put this, oh, did I get the right, just a whole teaspoon, not a half teaspoon. And that's a really nice grainy mustard. And then some dried oregano. Greek if possible, I just have the regular oregano. So we're gonna put in a teaspoon of that.
So, Pam, was that garlic paste? Or
No,
was that
it's-
minced?
Yeah, let me, oops.
And how does that compare with, garlic you can get in a little jar?
It's
Uh,
probably the same. I just like the squeeze to it, which
Oh,
makes it
yeah. Convenient.
exactly. It's just garlic, water, citric acid, oh, and some xanthan gum, I guess. To keep, so yeah, that's it's just like probably the jarred garlic. Yeah, but it's all ready for you. You don't have to mash it up or anything. All right, and then a teaspoon of runny honey. Kind of rhymes. So I'm going to put this in the microwave. I figured out 8 seconds is perfect for my microwave. When you have runny honey, that sounds funny, that'll incorporate better, right? It'll spread out better, because if you left it really thick, it just sticks in one place when you make a dressing. So that's actually a nice tip for any dressing you see that has honey involved. A lot of times it doesn't say to microwave it or make it thin, right? So remember, keep that in mind if you ever see a recipe with honey, because I've seen that before where it just was a clump in my dressing. So I'm going to do